Are you looking for the best Asus monitors? In this video we will look at some of the best Asus monitors. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 1. Asus ROG Swift OLED PG32 UCDM. The Asus ROG Swift OLED PG32 UCDM is the best Asus monitor we've tested. It's fantastic for PC gaming and combines outstanding picture quality with high-end performance thanks to its QD OLED display. Like other 32-inch QD OLEDs, it has deep and inky blacks in dark rooms and extremely vivid colors, creating an immersive gaming experience. Additionally, it has very low input lag and response time at its maximum refresh rate, creating a very responsive feel while gaming. The PG32 UCDM has some extra features that other QD OLEDs don't, like a QVM switch and up to 90 W of power delivery over USB-C. It also has an optional black frame insertion feature to reduce persistence blur, but it only works with 120 Hz signals, so its use is somewhat limited. This monitor has fantastic console compatibility, and while it has slightly higher input lag than some of its competitors at 120 Hz and 60 Hz, it still feels very responsive. However, like all QD OLEDs, deep blacks appear slightly purple in a room with a lot of ambient light. Additionally, there's the risk of permanent burn-in with constant exposure to the same static elements over time, which could be an issue if you're using it only for office or editing. Number 2. Asus ROG Strix OLED XG27 AQDMG. If you're looking for an Asus monitor that costs less than the Asus ROG Swift OLED PG32 UCDM but still has fantastic gaming performance, check out the Asus ROG Strix OLED XG27 AQDMG. Though it has a smaller 27-inch 1440p screen than the PG32 UCDM, it still has a fast 240 Hz refresh rate and very low input lag, so it has a responsive feel. It also has the same low response time, so fast-moving objects look crisp. It displays vivid colors, though they're less vivid than the PG32 UCDM. However, because it's a OLED display, deep blacks don't look slightly purple in a room with a lot of ambient light. It's also the only glossy OLED on the market, so it's a fantastic option if you prefer that type of monitor. It generally works well with consoles. However, on the Xbox Series XS, you have to choose between HDR at 60 Hz with a downscaled image and a 120 Hz refresh rate without HDR. Just as with the PG32 UCDM, there's the risk of permanent burn-in with constant exposure to the same static elements over time. 26.5-inch QHD, 2560 by 1440, glossy OLED gaming monitor with 240 Hz refresh rate and 0.03 milliseconds response time for immersive gaming. Highly efficient custom heatsink, advanced airflow design, and Asus OLED care functions to reduce the risk of burn-in. Number 3. Asus ROG Swift OLED PG34 WCDM. If you're looking for a more immersive gaming experience and like ultra-wide monitors, consider the Asus ROG Swift OLED PG34 WCDM, the best Asus gaming monitor if you prefer an ultra-wide display. Like the Asus ROG Strix OLED XG27 AQDMG, it has a 240 Hz refresh rate and a 1440p display. It has the same responsive feel as the XG27 AQDMG, and fast-moving objects also look very crisp. Additionally, it displays the same deep blacks in a dark room, and colors look quite vivid. Unlike the XG27 AQDMG, it also has some extra productivity features. It has a QVM switch, making it easy to multitask with different computers, and it can provide up to 90 W of power over USB-C. Additionally, its ultra-wide aspect ratio allows you to display more on your screen at the same time than other 1440p monitors. However, its text isn't as sharp as IPS or VA monitors, and there's the risk of permanent burn-in with constant exposure to the same static elements over time. 34-inch 800 are curved ultra-wide, 3440 by 1440 OLED gaming monitor with 240 Hz refresh rate and 0.03 milliseconds (GTG) response time for immersive gaming. Highly efficient custom heatsink and advanced airflow design for better heat management to reduce the risk of burn-in. Number 4. Asus ProArt Display PA279 CRV. If you don't plan on using your monitor for gaming but want something with great performance for office and editing work, Check out the Asus ProArt Display PA279 CRV. It's specifically designed for editing work and has a range of different picture modes you can choose from, including an sRGB and wider Rec. 2020 setting. It has fantastic accuracy before calibration, and it displays a wide range of colors in broader gamuts like Adobe RGB, DCI-P3, and Rec. 2020. Its 4K display also ensures text is very sharp and your videos and photos look detailed. It also has a number of additional features to help keep you productive. This includes a large USB hub you can use to connect various devices and a USB-C port with DisplayPort Alt mode with 90W of power delivery. This makes it a great choice if you plan to use the display with a laptop. It also works well in brighter rooms and easily overcomes glare. However, its local dimming solution is terrible, and it has disappointing contrast, so it's not the best choice if you plan on using it in a darker room, particularly with HDR content. 27-inch 4K, 3840 by 2160, LED backlight HDR display with 178 degrees wide view IPS panel. Wide color gamut with 99% DCI-P3 and 99% Adobe RGB coverage. Number 5. Asus VG279QM. If you're on a budget, Asus has a few low-cost monitors, particularly from their TUF gaming lineup. If you're interested in that, then the Asus VG279QM is a good choice for competitive gamers. It has a significantly lower 1080p resolution than the other monitors, but it still has a max refresh rate of 280 Hz, which is great for esports and FPSs. It has a fairly fast response time at any refresh rate, so motion looks crisp, and this model even has a backlight strobing feature to reduce persistence blur. It has low input lag at high refresh rates, but this increases a lot at 60 Hz. If you prefer getting something smaller, the Asus TUF Gaming VG259QM is a 25-inch monitor with nearly the same performance, so you can get whichever size you like, but it has the same issue with the increased input lag. 27-inch Full HD, 1920 by 1080, fast IPS gaming monitor with ultra-fast 280 Hz refresh rate, overclocked, designed for professional gamers and immersive gameplay. Asus Extreme Low Motion Blur Sync, ELMB Sync, technology enables ELMB together with GSANC compatible, eliminating ghosting and tearing for sharp gaming visuals with high frame rates. Certified as GSANC compatible, delivering a seamless, tear-free gaming experience by enabling VRR, variable refresh rate, by default.